never gets old. I love that. Now, hopefully it doesn't restart on us. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another animation process. Yes, it's going to start again. There we go. I don't know why it does that. All right. That should do it. All right, welcome to another animation process video. And you're probably wondering, why are we here on a Monday? And we decided we're going to do this twice a week so we can get more done. And you can get more of your stuff done too. So that's where we're at. Monday morning or afternoon. So I'm joined again today by amazing animator. Boy, Mondays are hard. Benny Jordan to my, where are we? Over this way?
The other way.
Amazing artist, Shadow Hunters, Zombie Outlaw, and now New Purg. Welcome to New Purg, the animation.
Soon to be. Soon to be the animation, hopefully. Oh, maybe not even soon. But just why we have to add another day on. But
so I got our faces really small here. So we can put something up there if you want.
Oh yeah. Let me share my screen. Share screen. And I'll show you what I've been working on my off hours. So this is using our scrolling background that we created, and I've got the hub down there. He's got to take a few steps down, but he's there just for placement and see how size would work. What do you think, Jason?
I like it. It looks good. Now he's not gonna actually be standing there though.
No, I just have him there for just working out sizes and stuff. And then I'm going to have some posters on the wall, probably like the Piano Man or the Dame or whatnot. Torn stuff. And then maybe something going on down here. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But
I like it, though. It looks good.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks. And then back onto our Hudson Grimes character here. So I started a little bit on the hat. Also, from last time, I did make a few changes to the eyebrows and the eyes and rework them. I think last time we were having a little bit of difficulty, but I'll show you what we've got going on. So our eyes left and right, right? I don't know if we had that last time, eyes up and down.
I don't think so.
Yeah. And then the blinks. I fixed the blink, right? So it looks a little more natural. And then for the neutral position on the eyebrows, so originally I had them like this here. I don't know if you can, like that there. So his neutral position, I straightened them out a little bit so that I can get more expression with them. So I'm able to adjust the pitch a little bit. I think that's what you call it, the pitch, up and down, right? And then the expressions, right? Now I am noticing, I'm not sure if it will do when I do the keyframes, but if you see here, watch the bone here. So if I do this and then I bring this down, watch, it straightens it out. So I don't know if it's going to do that in the when I do a key. I don't know why it's doing that. So that's some bugs I got to work out.
Huh.
But yeah, that's what we got.
Yeah, it looks good, man.
So today I think I need to finish off the hat here, but just to keep the interest up, I might go ahead and start working on some mouth movements. So I think that's what we'll do. And then once we do that, then I'll knock out the rest of the hat. I'll worry about how it's going to turn later, you know, when he turns his head. But then once I get all the facial things rigged up, I'll start creating the body. We'll rig the bones and all that. So that's where we're at.
A lot of work.
Yep. Yeah, it's a slow process, especially when I'm actually still learning the software.
Right.
I mean, I know enough to do this stuff, but I mean, there's so much more that the MoHo can do. So
Well, I gotta say, for learning it as you go, you've been doing really well.
thanks, appreciate that.
I'm gonna open up stuff I'm working on. I'm gonna attempt to try and do some work.
So
It's a
let's
little
see.
hard when you're doing the live stream because you kind of have to keep your eye on everything.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna try.
So let's see here. Let's zoom into the mouth here.
Looks like Eating Chips just subscribed to us.
All right. My cousin Eating Chips, huh?
Eating Chips with an E.
Yep. All right. So one thing I want to do later is try and figure out. So I know I can move these bones around and place them, but they tend to pop back because I want to organize this a little more so that when I'm zoomed out, it's not all covering them up. Not that it was showing the animation, but I've tried moving them, and then once I get onto the timeline, they just snap back. So one thing I got to get in the habit of is probably doing all this stuff over to the side and organize them over here away from the character a little more. But I mean, it's all right for now. So I'll just keep going with it over here for now. Let's see here. I think that's going to be his neutral position. I think right there for the mouth. He's an open mouth. So in order to, I need to create a bone. Make sure I'm not on any other bones here. So hit escape to get off that. And if it's highlighted red, you've got your bone created. You've got your bone selected. Then I want to make sure I'm on my bones layer. Come up here to add bone. And let's see here. I think I'll do the mouth stuff over here. So the first thing I want to do is, let's see here. Let's create that. And I'm just going to do this open and close. So I'm going to title up their mouth, open / close. And hit enter. And then I'm going to go in. My bone is selected. Oh, first thing I want to do is take off my bone strength. All right, then I'm going to get my bone constraints, angle constraints, and I'm just going to go -90 and 90. That puts it down like that. Then select my bone again, show label, mouth open, close. All right, so this being his neutral position. Okay, I want to come in here, actually, new action, mouth open, close. And just for a refresher, the new action button is right here. You got your.
Let me see if I can stretch this over there. Hello? We lost Benny. I think he's buffering. Oh, we lost Benny. Nope, we lost everything. So, nice. I'll just wait to see if he returns. We got 3 watching. What's up, everybody? Pete Vasquez says, good morning. Good morning, Pete. Pete, is it good morning? We're at 4 p.m. over here. 4 p.m. Pacific, I guess. That's what you can say. Oh, there he is. Pete, he's back.
I've been here. I don't know what you did.
Your screen started buffering. It showed like the little, it went gray and it showed the little thing going,
Strange.
and then you just disappeared. So I was like, okay, I will try to. So I need you to share. Oh, here's your share screen. Good. All right, perfect.
Pete Vasquez. How you doing, Pete? That's a new name. I don't think I've.
Pete's over there in New York.
Nice.
Welcome from New York.
I'm not saying
Pete. Benny Jordan's camera probably has a low FPS.
Yeah, I know. Whatever.
Well, I just want to let you know, man, what's going on. I'm not making it up.
Well, it's never done that before. I mean, I've seen that thing, but you know, whatever. Okay, so where do we leave off? Where did you guys leave off? I know where I left off. Before you lost me.
The last thing we did is you said you were going to show the thing on the side.
Over here?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we got style, the style tab here, which creates, you know, you choose to do your lines, your shapes, all that. But we're creating action. So this button right here is your new action. I press that, and because this bone is selected here, it created a new action called mouth open close, which is what we're going to work on right now. So right now, down on the timeline, when it's highlighted blue like this or gray, it's well, can you guys see that timeline?
Yeah, Pete, I know who you are.
I don't know.
Benny doesn't know.
I don't
So
know.
Pete is a big name artist actually in the comic book industry, and he hangs out over the Niobe comics and
Nice.
Phil and Max. And I know who you are, Pete. You're a big name.
Well, I'm over here in my little bubble, so I'm sorry, Pete. I don't know you.
Well, he knows you now.
Okay, yeah.
That's the important part.
All right, so we're on our 2-second mark. Down here, I don't know if you guys can see the timeline. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see the timeline, but
let's see.
there we go.
I'll have to move it.
All right.
There we go.
But when it's highlighted blue or gray like this, that means you're working in you're about to record an action. Okay. So right now, because this is his neutral position, this is the neutral position facial expression with his mouth that I want. So I'm going to put that on the 48th frame, which is the 2-second mark, and this is going straight up and down. So the first thing I want to do is tell this bone what to do on this timeline, right? So I'm going to hit, because I selected, I'm going to hit this. It's a freeze, kind of like a freeze keyframe, right? That puts all these keyframes for this bone at the 2-second mark. Then I'm going to go over to the 4-second mark, frame 96, come up here and grab my transform bone tool. I'm just going to rotate it down. All right, and then I'm going to do the same thing on my frame 1. I'm going to rotate it down. Now this is the way I do it, you know, as far as these actions. Others may have better ways of doing it, and I am all for learning those ways. But for now, this is how I'm going to be doing it. So now that I've got the action for the bone, I'm going to come down here to my face layer. No keyframes or anything on the timeline because I'm on a different layer. So what I want to do is I am going to, let's see here. I think I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm going to take my select points tool, and because up here the lasso mode was selected, I'm just gonna select all these points right there. All right, and there I'm gonna hit this freeze visible points, and because it's at the 2-second mark, my neutral position, that's where it's gonna go to each time. So I think I'm gonna have open. Actually, I'm gonna start with close first. So we're gonna go all the way over here, and if you see, I'm on frame 1, which means my bone over here is pointed all the way to the left. So now I'm going to deselect these points, and I'm going to go in here, and I'm just going to take my transform points tool, and I'm just going to move these down a little bit. Just like so. I'm going to move that up, and I'm going to grab these points here, and move those up. And I'm going to grab these points here, and I'm going to move those up. Also going to grab the chin, move that up slightly. And then I think I'm going to grab that and that, and just slightly move those up. Oh, no. And then these, escape, move those up, and move those up. Okay, so let's see here. That his mouth is open, or is closed. So now, there we go. So, there. So all those points I just moved are going to move when I move that bone up there. So now I'm going to do his mouth open because this again is his neutral position. And I'm going to move the mouth open. So first thing I want to do, I'm going to take the chin. Let's take that point, that point, that point. And let's see if we move those down a little bit. Nope, wrong ones. Escape. There, yeah. And let's move those down. Okay, which means I'm going to move this down, that down, that down. So let's see how that works. Okay. Let's see, how do I... So I think for the mouth open, I want completely open to be like the O look.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So I will adjust those others as needed. So that C is going to come this way. Oop. Control D. Grab that way. And I grab my curve tool, which is C, right? And I think I'm going to grab this and move it in some and move that down more. So this big shape right here, that's the tongue. I'm going to move that down as well. Okay. So
that looks better. Yeah.
Okay. Now, later on, when we get into lip syncing, I might actually create some actions for the tongue so that I can move the tongue, or I might just actually just animate it individually instead of creating the actions. So, but now that that's done, I'm going to grab this one. Okay. So one thing I want to keep in mind, is this distance here between this and the lip, because that shouldn't really change. So here, I'm going to bring this down a little more, which means I got to bring the chin down a little more, which means I got to bring these down a little more.
Eating chips with an ease here. He says, "Hey guys,
what's up? What's up? What's up?" Bring that down. Oop. Dang. There. And I think. Okay. Now, let's bring these in. Actually, you know what? Okay, so here, I'm going to do something a little different. All right. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to move it in. Same thing here. I'm going to move it in. Right? So that one needs to move in a little more, I think. Yeah. But as they move in, because he's stretching that mouth, I think I might have those disappear. So come back over here, and I am going to choose my line width tool. There. And, oh, that's already there. That's for the line width. Come over here, and then, because I've got my line width tool selected, I'm just going to do that. All right. And then this one here should be the same as well. So here, got that. Come over here, and then choose line width, and there. So I think that works. I'm going to zoom out here. See how that does. Let's hide my point so we see here. Okay, so one thing I noticed, so as his mouth closes, the his 5 o'clock shadow, it doesn't really move too much. So, but because the lip is closing, yeah, there's a couple things I want to do here. let's do that. I'm going to move that 5 o'clock shadow down slightly. Just take these 2 points here. And I'm going to move those down slightly. That feels better. And then also, I'm going to take Escape, T. I want to take this up like that. And then I'm going to take these up also. Yeah, that feels better. So, if everything is working properly, I should be able to come out to my main line here. Just double click on the main line. And I'll know I'm not in my actions. I'm not recording any actions because my timeline is no longer the blue-gray. Now, just a reminder, while we're in this editing mode, we always want to be on frame 0. Right? That's because it's not going to be recording anything we're doing. If I'm on any other keyframe, whatever I do to these points, that's going to have an action from basically frame 0 or frame 1 to that point. So it's not what we want. We want these changes to be permanent. So I'm going to test out the bone right now. I'm going to not double click. I'm just going to choose my bone layer, go up to my manipulate bones tool, or the shortcut is Z, and then I'm just going to move this down. All right, I'm okay with that. I think the chin, that little chin, might need to come down a little more on the open.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
I think it looks good.
I'm gonna go back into my. I'm gonna double click on my mouth open close tab over here. I'm gonna come back over to my 96th frame. Zoom in. Make sure I'm on my face background layer, and I'm gonna click on that and bring it down. I think right there. And I think I want to go over a little bit, actually. There. Yeah. I think that works right there. Okay.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. So I think that's good for that. Come back out to mainline. And let's look at it. I'm on my bones layer. And one thing I'm not happy with is that I think, because the jaw, even though it's going just straight up and down, the head is somewhat curved. So I think I'm going to take that jaw and move it out this way as he opens. So we go back into mouth open close, come back over this way. Make sure
The curved design head.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just going to take this, all these, there, and let's just move it out this way a little bit. Let's see how that looks. That actually feels a little better. So let's go back out to mainline again. Double click on that. Escape. Let's get onto the bones layer and let's take a look. I like that a lot better now. Okay, now I think what I want to do now, open, close, is probably so there's 3 things I want to do with the mouth, and I'm sure there are other ways to do this. But so we've got the mouth open, close. Then I'm going to do an expression, which is the smile, the upside down U shape, and then probably more of the angry, frowny shape. And I'm going to do the smile frown on one bone, and then I want to do almost a size. Use a bone for a size so that we can get a smaller You don't have my face cam up there, do you, Jason?
What?
You don't have my face cam up there. I'm doing all these hand motions like people can see me, and nobody can see me.
Okay. Oh, because your share screen is covering you up right now.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Let me put us on top.
So, I want to have 3 bones for the mouth. One's open closed, which is what we have. Another will be the size of the mouth, so that when he opens the mouth, I can shrink the size. So instead of an ah, I can get an ooh, right? So we need a smaller mouth. So I think I'm going to try and rig that with the bone. And then I'm going to do a smile and a frown. That way we can still get different mouth shapes using all 3 of those bones in conjunction. So right now we got the open close. I'm going to make sure I'm not on that anymore, because if I create a bone with that still highlighted, then that bone is going to be parenting to that other bone. So add bone. I'm going to do it right below it. There. And I think this is going to be, let's just do size. Let's just do mouth width. Okay.
Hey, Biskrilla. Good to see you.
I don't think I've never
Doing
seen
some animation.
Yeah, I've never seen Pete in here, and I don't think I've seen Bezkrilla in here either.
Well, there's a first for everything.
Yeah. Nice to see some new names. All right. So I've done my bone constraints. Let's show the label, which is mouth width. All right. And before I do anything, I want to make sure I turn the bone strength off, because I don't want it moving anything other than the points I tell it to move. So now we got that. I'm going to come over to my actions, click the new action button, mouth width. Okay. And we're at neutral now. So I'm going to go to my 2-second mark, which is the 48th frame. And I'm going to hit this button here, which is freeze the keys, or freeze that bone. Then come back over to the 4-second mark. Move that bone down. Back all the way over to the other side. Move that bone down, so that his mouth at the 2-second mark, or the 48th frame, is at the neutral position. So I got to decide, okay, I'm going to have the 96th frame be the smaller mouth. So I'm going to go into my face BG. Actually, let's go to 2-second frame, and then I'm going to zoom in so I see what I'm doing here. Okay. Then I'm going to choose that shape. I'm going to choose that shape and that shape. Now, nothing in the mouth is going to change, but all these are. So I'm going to choose those as well. That, and that. Okay. Now, I don't need to worry about the jawbone, the jaw shape, because those aren't going to, your jawbone doesn't change shape. It just goes on the hinge, right? The only thing I'm worrying about are the points that are controlling the muscles of this face. So I've got all those selected. I'm just going to freeze those keys there. Come to the 96th frame, and then I can deselect those. And I'm going to take this. I'm going to move it in. Move it in. I'm going to take this. Move it in. Take this one. And move you in. Let's see here. That'll work. Okay. Now, I'm going to take these. Escape that. Take those, move those in slightly. Move that in slightly. Now, let's see here. I want to move them in a little more. There. There. Now, do I want to move those chin points a little? I don't think so. I think I'll keep the chin point just like that. All right, so got that. And come out all the way to frame 1 now. Now, I'm going to widen these out a bit. widen that out a bit. And for this one, I might actually widen those out just slightly so there's a little bit of movement. I'm going to take that, take you out, take you out. Oop. Take this point, move that out. Take this point, move that out. I'm actually gonna take it further and see what we can do. Which means I want to take these out a little more, and those out a little more. All right, so let's see. Oh, there's neutral. There. Okay, so I think I want to take those in more. There, on that
Hey,
part.
Benny.
Yep.
Is your microphone down a little bit today?
It might be. Let me see here.
I'm straining to hear you.
How are you? I haven't changed anything. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, I can now.
Okay, I just moved it a little closer. All right, so we've got those moved how I want them. So I'm going to come back out to my main line. And I know I'm on my main line, because my timeline is not highlighted anymore, which means I'm not recording an action. Come back up to my bone layer. Now, what I want to do is I want to test out. Now I wish I would have moved these bones a little closer. I want to test out using both of these in conjunction. So I'm on my bone layer. I'm on frame 0 because I'm not recording anything. So like I can open, change. Okay. I'm kind of liking it. I can get some different mouth shapes now. Okay.
That's looking good.
It's okay. I'll buy that for $1. All right. Now, the tricky part is getting these mouth shapes to be able to work when I change the expressions. So, to happy and sad, or happy and angry, whichever one. But I'm pretty happy with that.
He seems like a kind of a somber guy, so I don't know if he would have really
a huge smile. Yeah, he's not going to have a huge smile, but I do want a little bit of something. I'm happy with that. I really am. Yeah. Okay.
That's good, man.
Yeah, things usually don't go as smoothly for me on this. All right.
Well, look at that.
Yeah, one more bone, which is going to be the one that screws things up. All right, so my mouth width bone is selected. I want to deselect that by hitting escape, and then I'm going to create a new bone because I don't want this bone parented to the mouth bone or the mouth width bone. Create a new bone. Okay, and up here I'm going to name it mouth, not moth, mouth happy sad. All right.
So what is the shortcut for new bone?
Well, the new bone tool is add bone.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Now I want to make sure my bone strength is off, and the bone strength button is S. I'm going to just drag that all the way down to nothing. Come back up here to my select bone, which shortcut key is B, and I'm going to change the bone constraints. I'm going to add angle constraints, and I usually go -90 and +90. That puts these straight down here. That way my neutral is always straight in the middle. So, come up here, I'm going to show label. So it says mouth happy sad. Okay. Now, let's see here. I'm going to come over to my actions tab here, which is being hidden by Jason's face, and click the new action.
New action. See if I can move this over.
You're good, man. I'm sorry.
How's that?
All right, so my timeline is highlighted this blue-gray again, which means I'm about to record an action. So I want my 48th frame to be my neutral frame. So I'm on the bones layer. My mouth happy sad bone is selected, and I'm just going to freeze that by clicking this little freeze visible points / bones tool right here. All right, and that freezes them. Oh, on this timeline, let me explain this timeline for a second, because we have two different things here. We have these grayed out icons here on the side, and then we have the red icons here on the side as well underneath. So we have these three up top, which is basically everything that's going on. And then the three down below is the specific bone or the specific point that I'm working with. So I can have all these, like if I'm in here, I can have all these points selected in the face, and I can say from point 1 to point 2, I'm going to make it do this, and then once I do that, it's going to put them up in this gray area. That's where all those points are going. It'll show 3.3 keyframes here. That top layer is every single one of those keyframes that I've recorded. Now, if I came through and chose this one keyframe, right, this one point right here, that would highlight it, and then down below in red, if I just wanted to work with that one point down below in red, those would be the ones that I would work with if I wanted to adjust the timing on that. So
wow, so you can adjust the timing within.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But
that gets complicated.
It's you know what? It actually makes it a lot simpler. It's just another level of organization that MoHo has, and I love it. But okay, well, let's get back into my happy sad face. So I need to record the bone. All right, so make sure I'm on the bone layer, and you see here, there's only the bone is selected. So these top three are for this bone. The top three is for everything that's going on. The bottom three is for that specific bone. All right. So now I'm going to go over to the 96 frame. Bring that down. Same over to frame 1. Bring that down the other way. And I am using the transform bone tool, T. All right. So now I want to make sure I'm back on my neutral frame, which is my 48th frame, 2-second frame. Come down into my face BG for background, if you don't know. And then I think, let's see here. I'm going to zoom in here again. And because I don't need to select every single point in the face. I'm just going to select those that I want to work with. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do this and select all these points right there. And I'm gonna hit that freeze frame tool. Okay, so now look, again, these top three on the gray lines are all these points, right? So I'm going to click out of those. Now I can say this point right here, okay, these top three in the gray line are still all those points. Okay. But these three down here are for that specific point right there. Right? So, but I'm not doing anything with that point, so escape. All right, so now I got all those. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to take this, take this up, bring this down, up more. And I think that's about as smiley as I want him to get, right? So it means I need to take this up, and take this up, and I'm going to rotate.
Pretty smiley.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen him smile before.
All right, and rotate that. And let's see how that looks first. Oh, shoot. You know what I did? Everything I did was on my neutral key. My neutral.
Oh, no.
So,
Can you just move that over to 0?
That's not where I want it. Well, yeah, it kind of is. But that's okay. There. All right.
The neutral should be relatively the same as...
This is neutral now.
Yeah.
This is neutral. All right. So let's move that over here now. Okay. Now I can do that again. Move that up. Move that up. There. Bring this up here. And I'm going to move this up. Move that up.
Let me give a quick shout out to some of the people that are liking the video.
Yeah.
Mr. Des, Vic Art Tochi, and Johnny Reed. Thank you for liking the video, guys.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Usually when I start talking, people start leaving. All right.
No, I'm not going nowhere.
I want to take this, and I think I want to move this over a little bit. So let's see here. Oop, no, don't want to do that. Okay. So, but what I am going to do is I'm going to stretch these out a little bit. Bring those up. That way. Yeah. There we go. Now, one thing I don't like, I want to adjust this a little bit. Bring that up and adjust the curve. I don't like that shape. So I'm going to bring this down a little bit and bring that up. And bring that up like that. And actually, let's see here. I'm not sure I want to do that. We'll see. No, I don't like that. I will just keep it as it was. Just like that. Maybe bring this down a little. Let's see. Okay. All right. So now what we got to do, you know what? I'm going to zoom out here, see if there's anything else I want to do with his expression here. Because usually when you smile, let's bring this up a little. See? Bring that up just so there's a little bit more movement here. Yeah. Okay. Bring that up and bring that up slightly. Up. Okay. Okay. I don't like that. So, there. Okay. All right. That'll do, pig. That'll do. All right. So now I've already got that. Now to make him sad, which means everything's going to come down. And I'm going to drop his jaws a little bit. I know the bone shape doesn't move, but you have jowls. He has jowls. I'm going to have him come down a little bit.
All right.
See how it looks. I'm going to bring the chin down. Let's see here. Okay. Which means I want to bring these down. And I'm going to there. Ever so slightly. Now, these I'm going to come down.
Is that me?
That was you, I believe. See? These. Let's move these down here. And I'm going to do that. Escape. Move you down. And rotate you. Let's see how that looks. Okay, I don't like, that's going too far away. You're straying. Okay. So here. I think we'll bring this one down. Bring this down a little more. See, and bring this curve out a little. And bring this curve down. And let's try it out.
Okay, yeah, it was me. Sorry.
And And I want to bring this lip down just a little bit. Okay. All right. I think. Let's go back here. Okay. Back to frame 0. Let's move you down and scroll out. Now, let's come up. I want to test it out with all 3 of them. At this point, I've got 3 bones controlling several different points, and it gets tricky with, oftentimes it's with the curves, because if I've chosen a point to curve a certain way with one bone, and then the next bone is contradicting it, it gets wonky. So this is where I'm a little skeptical to see how it turns out. So let's go back out of the main line, and then go back up to my bone layer.
So this is a moment of truth.
Yep. Let's see. So we got our happy as he gets. Sad. Okay. So mouth, close, happy. Sad. Oh, everything's working so far. Close. A little loud, Jason.
Nice.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, for what it is, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm not big on this shape here, but I mean, we can do some fine tuning on that later. But I am surprised that
He looks good.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! You know,
Hey, it worked.
We can do now. Watch.
That looks like a Charlie Brown smile.
Yeah. All right. So here, and eyes up and down. Wait, I want. You know what I want to do? I want to save this before I lose anything. All right. So
yeah, always save your work, people.
Yeah. So you see how? Okay, you see how the mouth is moving like that? Let me zoom in here. Well, I can't zoom in because my bones are. But you see how the mouth moves like that? It kind of gets all wonky.
Mm-hmm.
That's because, and I'm almost certain it's because of the curves. But in this case, it actually works for me. So because I like that, I actually like that. That he can get like a confused look with that. Yeah, that's what it is. It's the curves. So I'm happy with the expressions we can get.
Oh, jeez, that scared me.
Sorry, let me put the dogs out of my room real quick. Come on.
Oh man, it's so loud.
All right, go. All right. So loud, very loud. Okay, so I don't think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna keep that. Right. So let me see here. Why can't I get that? I wonder. Link. There. Eyebrow expressions. And eyes up and down. Yeah, we can get some good expressions with that.
He's asleep. Wake up, man.
I'm all surprised. Okay, we can with these shapes. I'm happy with it. We can get some good expressions. We can get them talking when we need to. You know, get them.
I think it's important too for everyone to see like how much work goes into just one character's face.
Yeah,
because this is what is this part 4, part 5 that we?
I can't remember.
Like 5 hours.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, and that's really not a long time when it comes to when it's compared to like frame by frame animation. You know, but the nice thing is with this, we can make it look like frame by frame animation. We can have a rigged puppet and reuse it on a lot of things that we don't necessarily have to draw over and over and over. So, and it keeps consistency. So, but I'm pretty happy with the way that came out.
he's talking with your voice. So what we need to do is finalize the script of what he's going to say, and I can get that to the voice actor, so
Yeah.
you can start doing some.
Well, I mean, yeah, well, that'd be great to have that so we can play around with it. But we're really not at that stage yet. I mean, yeah, if you can get it. But we have a lot of art to create. Let's see, we have a few minutes left. I think I'm going to leave the mouth as is for now. I might go in later off off live stream and tweak it a little bit and get some.
Oh, come on, we know you're going to tweak it.
But let's see if we can't knock this hat out real quick. And so these are on two different layers. I mean, not two different layers. They're two different shapes on the head, on the face BG layer. And so I'm gonna make sure I'm back on there. And I think I might just go ahead and freehand draw this. So I'm gonna go into my freehand tool, which is F, I believe. All right. Come into my style. I want my fill to be that color. My stroke that, and I usually do it right around 6 points, but then I adjust as needed. So what I want to do,
Head Ninja's here. He said,
What's
"Hello,
up?
Benny."
What's going on? I want to make sure my multi-stroke fill is on so that it'll fill as I draw instead of, well, that's kind of hard to explain, but whatever. All right, so I'm gonna do this. That's a little thick, but
let me zoom in for you.
There and there. So what that multi-stroke fill does is, let me come over here. So if I do this and I let go, that's going to create that shape. But then I can still, I've picked up my pen and I can still start right here, right? I can even start inside and it's going to do it, right? And that's created that shape. Now, if I didn't have multi-stroke fill on and I just have auto stroke and autofill, then what's going to happen is I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that. And I've created 3 different shapes, if I'm correct. Yeah, I've created 3 different shapes as opposed to this.
I'm not going to say what they look
like. Yeah. So
that's very cool.
Now, so I've got this shape on top of all these other shapes. All right. What I want to do first is I want to go ahead. I'm going to lower the opacity on the face BG face background so that I can see where. Okay. Apply. Okay. Then I want. Oh, okay. Yeah, good. All right. Oh, don't want to do that. I want to come over here and I want to select this darker color. There. Okay. And I'm going to create a new shape. Actually, you know what? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move this shape back first. So I'm going to use my select shape tool, select that, and just with my arrow keys, I'm going to move it back all the way back to the back. And that should be there. Yep. Okay. Now those lines seem a little thick. Also, I didn't change the brush that I had on that. So what I want to do is I want to choose that, come down here where it says no brush, click on that, and I believe that's the brush I use. Okay. And then I'm going to go into my, where are you? My width. And I'm going to start adjusting some. Oh, you know what? The one thing with the freehand tool is that it creates a lot of points. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to fine tune. I'm going to need that. I think, let me try that. Will that auto weld? Let me see. Enter. No, that's just going to be, actually, you know what? I'm going to keep that there. Okay. So I'm going to delete that because if I go in with my curvature tool, bring that out. That's the wrong one. There, that's the one I want. There, good. All right. And then let's see here. Where are my points on this? I don't need 2 points there. So I'm going to delete that one. I'm going to delete that one. I'm going to delete that one. And I think I'm going to keep, nope, delete that. Keep that. That's the next one there. I'm going to delete that because I can, that's about good. Okay, so, and then I'm going to delete this because I can get that with the curve. Right about there, I think is good. All right, and I think I'm going to keep these up here. I'm going to keep everything else up here just because I know I'm going to want some points to adjust, to manipulate when I do the head movement. So I'm just going to go through and adjust my line widths. All right, and I think that's fairly good. Ooh, I adjusted the wrong one. This one is what I want there. I think that's okay. Now I'm going to do the headband, and that's just going to be another shape. So let's make sure I've got the color I want. Come back over here, and I think I might just do a circle, and then adjust it. Okay, there. Let's adjust that width down first. Okay, and so what I want to do now is I'm going to select this shape, and I'm going to make this a liquid shape, and it's going to be clip onto whichever one it's above, right? So what I want to do, I've got that shape selected. Just hit the down arrow until it gets to the point where I want it, and you'll see it appear. Got to go through all the shapes we've created there. All right, now I'm going to take that shape, bring you down, and I'm going to start manipulating you a little bit. There, and there, and bring that in the center. There, and bring you down. All right, now I'm going to keep that there. I'm going to keep this whole shape. That way I have more to manipulate when we work out the head movement. So width, I'm going to bring that one down a little bit there. And then I got these two little marks here. I'm going to go up to my freehand tool, make sure autofill is off. I don't need multi-stroke because it's just one stroke and one stroke. And I'm going to adjust those. When I have curves, I generally want 3 points on the curved strokes, mainly because when I work with the widths, I can get those two very fine and bring this down. So there, bring that up, adjust my curves on this, adjust the width, bring those down fine, bring that down, and
That's one of the things that I really like that you taught, is how you can do that with the lines.
yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay.
The head ninja did this character. I showed it to you already, Benny, but I wanted to let everyone else know, if you guys want to design characters to put in as citizens, or I guess deadheads in New Purg, basically they just got to be dead people.
Now,
Blue skin, I guess,
yeah,
it doesn't have to be blue.
something did. Now they might not be fully animated or animated at all. They might have a blink, and we might adjust the style a little bit, but we'll try and fit your character in there. Okay, so I think we actually got done what I wanted to get done within this hour.
See, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I got the hat fixed, created, got all the facial features done. I'm happy with how it's coming out. So now let me share one last thing. Open recent Whiskey Jack, because I had to go through a little learning curve with him, because what I did was when I had this arm created and I rigged this and got all these all the points created to where I need it to be. Well, I took that arm and I duplicated it, flipped it, made some adjustments, and then when I wanted to go and create some actions for it, it flopped all the way over here. And I was like, what's going on? And so what I realized is if all these points that were assigned to these bones, if I duplicate that arm, on that duplicated arm, all those points are still going to be assigned to those bones.
Oh.
Yeah. So before I had to learn this hard way. Before, binding points, make sure you have all your parts that you need, and so you don't have to duplicate and then go through what I had to go through. So anyway, that's just what I wanted to explain there. And I think we are out of time.
Yes, we are. We are at the hour.
Yeah.
So we're going to just go ahead and do our final words and links to creators. I know that we had the Head Ninja here. I wanted to give him a shout out and a plug since he's always a supporter of the channel and our show. And he's always providing us with awesome artwork. There's a Head Ninja's link to his YouTube channel. You can check him out. Benny, what about you? What do you got for us?
Just my DeviantArt stuff. Whatever.
DeviantArt, the link's in the description below.
Tomorrow, no, we said at the beginning of today, we are doing this twice a week now, Monday and Tuesday. Tomorrow, we will go ahead and we got the majority of the head done. And so now we're going to go through and create.
Whoops.
But we will be doing, we will have to go through a lot of the creating the shapes and all that type of stuff. So it's going to be a little tedious, a little time consuming, but if you guys are following along, then by the time we're done with his body, you'll be excellent at creating shapes and manipulating them in MoHo.
Yeah, and then you know what? We're getting twice the work done now, Benny.
Yeah. Because
we're doing it twice a week.
Yep.
Eating Chips says that's the value of experience. Absolutely. I want to plug my Kill Jessica Kill campaign. It's running right now. Let me see if I have the link here. There it is. It just started on Friday, and it's going to keep running for the next 26 days, I believe we have left. So check it out on Indiegogo. Kill Jessica Kill if you like sexy, scary werewolf girls. Other than that, check out the other links below. All the software we use in these processes are linked below. MoHo, Storyboarder, and Clip Studio. But I never did add the Clip Studio link yet.
What? All this time you haven't added a Clip Studio link.
We haven't been using it.
What are you talking about?
I always forget that we work on that.
Yeah, I work in it.
Well, you work in it. And Photoshop, or if you don't want to pay for a subscription to Photoshop, check out PHOTOPEA. It's the free online version of Photoshop. Other than that, any last words, Benny?
No. Have a good day.
Have a good day. You guys have a great one. We'll see you tomorrow with some more animation process. See you
later.
And make sure to check out the Patreon.
Just want to thank everybody for watching it all the way to this point. If you can, like, share, subscribe, comment below. All right, guys, have a good one.